welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's July 2nd, 2023, which means it's the day after Canada Day. Yesterday, I put out a video showing the fireworks, the concert events that were happening, a little stroll that my wife and I did earlier in the day just to take advantage of the beautiful weather that we happen to have. I put the full 10 minutes of fireworks. They're not quite as vibrant as if you see them in person, but it gives you a good idea what we had. So if you didn't see that video and you want to know what happens on Canada Day, go check it out. The other thing we're going to do today, though, is postcrossing. I've got some official cards I can send out. I've got some direct swaps. I've even got some one first-timer that I'm sending a card out to. So I'm going to show you how I picked my cards. We're going to go through the official ones that I sent. I have 5 that I can send now. I have a total of 17 because I've reached the 400 sent, 400 received. I currently have 12 that are in travels already, so I can send 5 new ones. So I've picked those addresses and I'm going to go through and show you which cards that I've picked for it. Before I get into that, though, let's do the administrative side of it. Make sure that you are subscribed if you like these videos. Put on the notification bell so you can see when new videos are coming out. I put out videos about 5 times a week, so I only take a couple breaks just to rest up. But you get a bunch of different content in there. Some things you may be interested in, some you may not. Maybe you just want to know the adventure that I'm going on, so you want to watch it all. So I appreciate that. Make sure you're subscribed, like, and leave me a comment if you want to communicate back and forth if there's things that you like. Maybe that will help me, encourage me to continue doing more content like that. I know some people say, oh, you should be doing it this way, or you should do it that way, or I like what you did today. So I do like the positive feedback. So thank you very much. All right, let's get into what I've got going today. We're going to start with the official ones. The first one I have is going off to Finland. It starts off, hello, fellow Earthlings and alien visitors. So a little sense of humor to start. He is from southern Finland. He's curious about everything in this world and beyond. Likes to visit historical places, search museums for things, or read or seen pictures just to watch nature around. Never stop wondering the variety of this world, natural or man-made. Actually, sometimes I need a good kick to come back to the real world. As a child, I dreamed of diving with Jacques Cousteau's crew and sailing around the world on the Calypso. Decades have gone by, but dreams still live. Well, that's a very good sentiment, that you can still have the dreams that you had when you were younger, and not to lose some of that childhood curiosity out there too. So he says cards he likes to get are touristy cards, fantasy cards, minions, small dogs, natural and wildlife, local season's greetings, Virgin Mary cards, national memorials, vintage cards, art from rock paintings to romantic period, haunted Canada cards. I wish I still had some of those. I did have some at one point in time, but they are all gone now. He also likes steam-powered machineries. Envelopes, folded card, cookie cut, box cuts, maxi cards. Everything is with a friendly message is welcome. No nude cards, though. He wants to hold on to his innocence and imagination. I always appreciate little information about your local area, everyday life, or special, unique, and weird things. So, also says you can put some art on if you would like to. So that is what we will look at doing. I did this card here. It's from Doctor Who. The quote on the back is, "You should kill us all on sight." So, some dangerous beings. I'm not sure if he's a Doctor Who fan, but it is from the beyond. All right, this next card is going off to Germany. Starts off by, first of all, please only send postcards. I don't collect bills, tickets, coins, tea bags, or anything similar. She lives in a small town in Western Germany. She works as a library assistant. Favorite authors, list those 2. My favorite passions are dancing with her partner. She's been doing ballroom dancing since 2016. And her favorite dance is the quick step. She also collects cards showing everything related to books and reading. She loves donkeys, tigers, raccoons, and meerkats. Postcards showing art. And also collects cards with names of the month on it or maritime illustrations. And then if you want to send birthday cards in September or Christmas cards in December. Well, I've chosen a book card, the Savannah Cookbook. So hopefully she doesn't have that book. Maybe she hasn't even read that book. So might give her an idea of something if she's into cooking perhaps. I didn't have a dancing book, or otherwise I would have chosen that. This next card is going off to Japan. One of the great things about the 5 that I've selected today is they're going to all over the place. So this one is going to Japan, and she is a student from China originally, but now studying in Tokyo, studying plant physiology. She already has her PhD that she got in April 2022, so congratulations on that. And this is her second Postcrossing account. The first one was, no, I'll give a list of the first one, but what are your thoughts on having multiple Postcrossing accounts? I know I have a friend that does have multiple, and I have lots that just stick to the one. I find it hard enough just to manage one and to maintain getting cards out there than to be managing a whole bunch. But I know also when you first start out and you can only send 5, sometimes it takes a while. So if you start off and you have multiple accounts, it gives you more opportunities of getting cards too. I know it's a touchy subject with some. It says, just started Postcrossing in November 2022. As long as the pictures are not too gory, any card is good for them. Natural scenery, urban street scenes, plants, furry animals. Those are their favorite. Write something other than happy Postcrossing. You can tell me anything you'd like. What happened recently, what came in, what comes to mind. And she'd also like the city name written on it, as well as the date on the card. So I often, well, I do that all the time. I write the date. Sometimes I put the temperature. Yeah, it's good to say what city you're from too, because the card you send doesn't always represent where you're from. So that's a good piece of advice. So I've gone with furry animals this time. We've got some squirrels. There's lots of squirrels around here. And so here are some chipmunks and 2 red squirrels. So that is complete. The next one's going off to Hong Kong. And she says she likes to read, listen to music, and travel. She's really interested in learning about other countries. She likes to receive postcards from everywhere. Cards she likes the best are about Kyudo, golf, badminton, the moon, something about mathematics, Luna Sea, Take That, the British vocal band, especially Howard Donald, Manchester United FC, vampires. Says you can tell me anything and rate anything in your native language. Looking forward to reading your postcard. Sorry, I won't log any cards that are not received. That makes sense. If you don't get something, it's hard to register it. Now, I know others, they said, you know, if it doesn't arrive in like 100 days or 200 days, send me a message and I'll register it for you. Yeah, some people do, some people don't. All right, well, I went with a card of the moon. You got a crescent moon here. Now, this is a smaller card, and the person's address is quite large, so it's not going to leave a whole lot of room for a message, but I think the card is what they'd like, so that's what we're going with. And I'll try to do my best to print smaller and legible. All right, this last one I have is going off to Lithuania. And she says, hello, stranger. Lovely to meet you. I live in Lithuania. She lives in the 3rd biggest town right on the shore of the Baltic Sea. Most days are spent in the office. However, her hobbies are many. She loves reading books, watching history documentaries, cooking, eating good food. She loves architecture, historical buildings, politics, traveling, cycling, working out, and staying alive. Lately goes to yoga and namaste. Penguins are her spirit animals, but she also likes otters because they're super cute and funny. She likes ships and boats and yachts and whatever. She loves traveling around her country and exploring. She doesn't have any pets currently, although she would love to get a dog or 2 in the future, or a cat and 2 dogs. My favorite breeds are British short-hair cats, Basset Hound dogs. I used to have those while growing up. They're the funniest creatures I've ever met. And then she goes on to talk about different things that you can write on your books, or write on your card. So I went with a super long card. Now, on the back it says beaver, but everyone is telling me this is an otter, and I tend to agree. If you look at a beaver and what they do compared to what otters do, this looks more like an otter, and so they like otters. This is going to them. If they look at the back and say it's a beaver, well, maybe they'll enjoy that too. All right, so the other cards that I have going out are direct swaps. or first time ones. Before I get into those, we have a That Dad Guy card going out. And then what I did with my direct swaps and what I did last week too was take a random amount. Now, I think last week I went with, if I had 14 people I was writing to, I picked out 14 cards that I wanted to send, and then I randomly selected who they were going to go to, rather than selecting a card specifically for a person. The week before I did, I took all my cards and I closed my eyes and I just went through and picked them out, and then I sent them to people. That's what I went back to doing this week. I have a bunch of cards that are great cards, and sometimes I get stuck in either the newest cards that I have coming in, I get excited about sending those out, or I go through themes, you know, I'm going to send stuff that's about what's happening right now, or promoting things from my area, things like that happen. And I stopped sending from the other pile of cards, which are great cards, so I want to send them out. So today I went through, I closed my eyes, I have X number of people that I wanted to send to, and I just picked out a card, and that's going out to the next person on my list. So, without telling you who's on my list, this card came up, which was very appropriate. Yesterday was Canada Day, so we've got a Canadian flag, so I'm going to send that one out. This one maybe not so appropriate, well, not appropriate that it's not Canada Day, but it's a card of Morocco. I have never been to Morocco. I don't live anywhere near Morocco. Would love to go one day, but this is from, I'll cover up who I'm going to send it to. This is from my sister, who was at Epcot a long time ago, and she picked up a bunch of these cards of countries from Epcot Center in Disney. So I'm going to send that one out. I received this card at one point in time. This is Dresden. Dresden was a place that my wife and I really enjoyed when we traveled Europe. It wasn't a place we planned on stopping at, but we did stop there. And we stayed at a nice B&B. We got to know some people. They told us the history. We learned all about the important history that it played during World War II. And yeah, we ended up spending a few days, I think 3 days. We ended up staying there in the end, just exploring the city and the countryside around it. So yeah, this Dresden card is going out. And it's another one. This is Alice in Wonderland. It's such a great card, great image. There's lots of people that collect Alice in Wonderland cards. And Mad Hatter, this is the Tea Party. And for whatever reason, it's been in my collection for a little while to send, but I haven't found the right person, or I found the right card for a person before even seeing this card. So it hasn't gone out. Now it is. It's finally finding a home somewhere. This card, Kabuki in Tokyo, I got, and when I pulled it to send it, it was like, oh, do I really want to part with this card? And it's like, well, why would you want to save it? It's great, but eventually it's going to go off to somebody else. It was blank, so it needs to be written on and used for its purpose. So I am sending it out. But I really love the architecture of that and the theming around it as well. I landed on another Epcot card. This one is funny internally for me because of who it's going to go to. But yeah, another Epcot of Germany. I want to say more about that, but I don't want to spoil the surprise for whoever's receiving it. And then finally, I landed on this one here. This is a train in Bristol here in New Brunswick, in Carleton County. And you see that in some of these smaller communities too. Maybe the train doesn't even go there anymore, but they have leftover pieces of part of their historical past. Maybe a train caboose, maybe there's an airplane or a military monument that's in their town. So here we have a couple of the Canadian Pacific, which is interesting. We're on the Atlantic, but they have some Canadian Pacific rail cars. All right, those are all the things that I've got to fill out and go. Now, I'm not in this quite a big rush today to get them all filled out, because tomorrow, Monday, is a statutory holiday where Canada Day fell on the weekend. We get Monday off in lieu, so there will be no mail going out on Monday. So I can finish writing the cards either today or tomorrow, and then they will be posted on Tuesday to travel. So that's what I'm doing. What are you doing? Hopefully you're having a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Bye.